I believe everyone should start with a co-founder. No one should ever run their business alone. Akhil, what do you think?
I think it's not a necessity. Yeah. I think that starting alone, figuring stuff out can give you the most growth that you can imagine. And having a co founder gives you somebody to lean on. But having someone to lean on can both be a blessing and a crutch. And crutches are generally bad for business.
Akhil, you and I have often said this on our podcast that being a founder is a very lonely journey. And we've spoken to a lot of people who agree to this. I have experienced this. I have tried and failed 3 times before we even started talking to each other about starting a business. I think having a co founder just as a person who is on the same journey with you, just as a person who is literally living the same experiences you are, but in their own way, a person who is thinking about the exact same problem 24 hours a day, but looking at it in their perspective, bringing their flavor to it. I think that for me has been the biggest bonus of having a co founder. And I don't think anyone doing this alone can go through the journey. I think it becomes 10, 15, 20, even 100x harder to actually get your business up and running.
Yeah, humans are anti-fragile things. The bigger the pressure, the harder the diamond. The bigger the pressure, the harder the person. Right? I feel, had you not tried alone, there would be no value of me as a co-founder. I also feel vice versa. Okay? Now, the concept here is that having a co-founder is like being married to another human being. It is a huge commitment that you are undertaking, and you might be together in one company for years, if not for the rest of your life. Okay? Unless you have experienced the hardship of running a business alone, you will never be able to value it. For example, I was in a boarding school, and in the boarding school, we didn't have a TV. And we had one. It was like V small, and my phone is larger than the TV that we had. And man, I used to love the TV when I used to come home. Right? But the people who had TVs in their life think that it is something that they deserve. You know?
Okay, I think we're getting off topic in terms of where we're valuing co-founders and we're saying, okay, you only value something when you don't have it.
I am saying don't have a co-founder with your first business. You should not start a business with a co-founder. I think you should have a co-founder maybe later in life if you want, but become a hard ass human being before you become a dependent human being, or before you become a codependent human being.
When you say becoming codependent, are you saying that every time any person has a co-founder, because they are segregating responsibilities because one thing cannot happen without both being present or multiple being present, depending on how people are starting their businesses, are you saying that handicaps them?
Yes.
Why do you say so? Do you not think that a person who is good at a certain bit of it, like today, take us for example, I am better at going out and speaking to people, and I have the what do I say, the energy to go to events and meet people and take punts in the dark, whereas you're better on the content side of things. Do you think that if there was one of us doing both of these things, we would be better off?
Not at all. But if I was to start Bistro alone, I would have to. I would have to go out there and speak to people. I would have to develop the skills. I would have to become this hard ass human who, if I am not able to talk to those people, my business goes under. There's no other way, right? So,
Have you not developed those skills anyway?
I would have developed them much faster, and I would have developed them on a much bigger scale if I didn't have you. I'll give you an easier example, right? Two interns came in. One is Vidushi, one is Piyush. They're working with us now. They said, we want founder's office role. Cool. I didn't even know such a thing exists. Okay. And they were very certain, no, we want founders office role, we want to do everything. The reality is, when you're doing everything, either you're doing nothing or you have to do everything. Then we kept them in sales. Now they sit with us the whole night. But in the beginning, we needed to give them one role and be like, please dominate.
There is the advantage of having a co-founder.
Of course.
Take one role, you dominate it, and then you grow.
Of course. But right now, Vidushi cannot come here and make content. The moving parts of a business, because I tried to do something on my own earlier, you tried to do something on your own earlier, I could still go out and talk to people, I just didn't like to. You could still go out and edit videos like you did in the beginning, but you don't like to. The point is, if we don't develop the skills, if we don't understand the point of these skills, if we don't understand the importance of these skills at the beginning, just having the crutch as a co-founder, we might never develop them in the first place.
So, Akhil, on one hand, we're looking at time. On one hand, we're looking at comfort zone. And one hand, we're looking at getting out of your comfort zone. As a founder, I believe, whether as a single founder, whether as a double founder, whether as 3 people, 4 people, as a founder, you're always in between the frying pan and the fire. There is always a fire to solve. There is always something going on where something is exploding, shit is hitting the wall, and you need to be in the thick of it at all times. Having a co-founder mentally helps out, because again, it might be a crutch if you look at it in that way. But it also is an added bonus, because where there is one person who gets tunnel vision, the other person comes in with a fresh perspective and changes things around and is like, wait, have you looked at it this way? It's a sounding board. It is something where each decision you're making is happening faster, in a more efficient manner, because you each have your specific skill sets, even though you know each other's skills. As you just mentioned, that I can edit videos even though I don't like to do it. You can go into events and talk to people even though you don't particularly like to do it.
Vishal, should you marry your first girlfriend?
Why not?
Okay. Should you get into a relationship when you don't know anything about your own self?
No.
If I don't go and jump in the mud and crawl through the shit like a solo founder, if I don't understand that I should not rely on a co-founder, is what I am saying. I have no issues with any of the points you have made. I am saying, when you start the business, wolves are made alone and wolf pack comes later. First, start the business, become the wolf, go develop your pack, and then rely on each other. See who is the fastest, who is the slowest, and who will get food. But at the beginning, run fast, run slow, fall, die, build yourself, then move forward.
So guys, you've heard what we had to say. Get in the comments below and let's see where you guys stand.